Namaste friends, welcome back to YogaCandi. My name's Candace and today I have a yoga for upper back pain. So I'm going to be showing you some of my favorite moves for getting into those quite hard to get areas at the back of the shoulder blades. It's quite easy to stretch out the front of the shoulders, but the back is much harder. But we will be doing a little bit of both. So I hope you enjoy this class today and I hope you learn something new. Feel free to let me know how it made you feel at the end in the comments. And beginners, there may be some poses that are going to be pretty tough for you if you're lacking in flexibility, but please just try and make this flow your own. If something just isn't working for your body, either skip it and wait for the next move or modify it in some way, perhaps have some yoga blocks handy, maybe have a yoga strap, just anything that you know is going to help you get into certain poses. Okay, so let's begin. We're going to start off in a nice comfortable seat. Any cross-legged position of your choice or any seated position of your choice. Let's sit up nice and tall through the spine. Close your eyes and you can place your hands just in the center of your lap or on your knees. We're going to take a moment here to tune into the body before we even begin. Just keep your breath nice and natural. Allow your shoulders to fall away from the ears and very gently suck your belly button towards the spine. Enjoy this moment of silence and allow all thoughts to pass. When you're ready, with the eyes closed, let's start to engage our Ujjayi breath. If you don't know what that breath is, then just draw nice deep inhales and exhales in and out of your nostrils throughout today's class. On every exhale, become conscious of the pelvic floor, squeezing the belly button towards the spine and lifting up through the pelvic bowl. On every inhale, you relax the muscles of the abdomen and of the pelvic floor. Take 5 deep breaths here. Now inhale, raise the hands above the head, allow the face to follow but eyes closed. Exhale, draw your palms to your heart center in prayer, bow your head. Feel free to set an intention, any intention of your choice for today's practice. And throughout the practice, continue to return to that intention. When you're ready, you can open your eyes. Namaste everybody, let's begin. So you can stay as you are. We're going to send this left hand over towards the left side of the mat. Keep it nice and engaged. And allow your head to drop over towards the right shoulder. Hold this just for a nice deep breath. You can close your eyes. Now take this right hand and just gently place it on top of the head. You're not forcing the head down, instead you're just adding a little bit of extra resistance. And depending on where your tightness is, you should be feeling this perhaps even in the just behind the shoulder, maybe down the neck. Totally depends where your pain is today. You can always draw the chin slightly towards the sky or slightly down. So play around with it until you feel a spot that feels really good, that you think, oh yes, I need to stretch that. Then let's hold it for 3 deep breaths. And gently release the head. Roll the neck over towards the other side, so you're dropping your ear towards the left, extending the right arm out nice and long to the side of you. Just take 1 deep breath here. And then place this left hand on top of the head. Nice and lightly, no forcing at all. Tilt your head slightly down or slightly up until you feel that spot that just feels so good that you need to breathe into it. When you find that spot, let's take 3 deep breaths together. And gently release the head, bring your head back to the center. Let's take a twist. Inhale the hands above your head, look up as the palms touch. Exhale, twist. Left hand to the right knee, look back behind you towards the right shoulder, but beyond it. And then drop your head over towards the right shoulder. Sit up really tall through the spine. Now doing this should maybe give you a little stretch at the back of this shoulder here on the left side. Or maybe even just down the neck. Enjoy that sensation and take a couple more deep breaths. And release, inhale the hands to the sky, look up. Exhale, twist over to the opposite side, right hand, left knee. Look behind you, beyond the left shoulder. And then start to drop your head so the ear is dropping towards the left. And you may feel some tension down the neck, in the shoulder. Enjoy a couple of deep breaths here. Release, inhaling the hands to the sky, look up. Exhale, release the hands back down to the side of the body. Let's come onto all fours. Hands underneath shoulders, knees underneath hips. We're going to warm up our hands. So if you can externally rotate both of the hands so the fingertips are facing towards the knees. We're going to do some little circles in one direction. So take your circles as big or as small as you like, and you should feel a little stretch at the back of the arms. Take one more circle here, and then let's circle it in the opposite direction. Take one more. Tuck the toes and walk your hands a little closer towards the body, then send your bum down towards your heels, just getting a little deeper into the back of the hands and to the back of the arms. Stay nice and long through the spine, taking a couple of deep breaths. And release the hands nice and slowly, give them a little shake out. Now meet me back into all fours. We're going to take our cat-cow. So on the inhale, you're dropping the belly, looking up. Exhale, you're arching and really pulling those shoulder blades apart with intention. Inhaling, dropping the belly. Take these in your own time with your own breath. Exhaling, arching, really drawing those shoulder blades apart. Take 3 more. Take 1 more. And back to neutral. Now we're going to extend our left leg out long to the side of us. And those of you that just want to take a normal thread the needle, feel free to do that. But otherwise, from here, we're going to take our right arm underneath the left. And you can just stay here, no need to go any further. If you want to go a bit further, you can interlace the index, middle and thumb, wrap it around the big toe. You can keep this left arm where it is, or take it to the base of the spine, or find a little grip on the inside of this right thigh. Wherever you are, breathe into this. Take 3 deep breaths. And release, push yourself back up into tabletop, release that leg, and let's do the same on the other side, extending the right leg out long, coming in for thread the needle. So threading the left arm underneath the right, you can just stay here, or you can take a grip of that big toe. Then take this arm, the right arm, place it on the base of the spine or interlace it into this left thigh. Whichever variation you're in, take 3 deep breaths. And release. Come on up. Release that leg. We're going to come down for puppy pose. So keep your knees where they are, underneath the hips. We're going to extend the arms out long, bringing the forehead down to the ground, sending the tailbone to the sky. Allow your chest and your armpits to sink down towards the ground, giving into gravity. Just breathe into this and suck up through the abdomen. Draw your belly button towards the spine. On every exhale, become conscious of your pelvic floor, lifting it up. You may feel a lovely stretch at the base of the shoulder blades, maybe down the arms, perhaps even into the armpits. Let's take a couple more deep breaths here. And release, send yourself back up. We're coming into our first downward facing dog. Send your hips up into the air and give your dog a little walk, feet to hip distance, arms a shoulder distance. Externally rotate those shoulders, so you're trying to get your armpits to look at each other. And just walk your dog, warming up your hamstrings. When you find some comfort in the pose, then become still. And we're going to just close our eyes, allow the head to hang heavy. Enjoy 3 deep breaths here in your down dog. Now take a very slow walk, heel in front of toe, all the way to the front of the mat. Bring your big toes together, heels apart, and fold forward over your legs. Hold on to each elbow and hang really, really heavy. Allow your neck to be soft. You can bend your knees as much as needed. And suck up through that abdomen. Just breathe here in ragdoll. Holding on to each elbow. If you've got tightness behind the shoulder blades, this will just release it a little more. And through the upper back, you may feel a little gentle stretch. A gentle release. Take an inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Slowly roll your spine all the way up into mountain. Inhaling the hands above your head, look up. Exhale them to the sides of the body. On your inhale, lift up through this left leg. Bring it up towards your chest. We're going to take a big step back into high lunge. Take your time. Inhaling the hands above the head, look up. Exhale, take a twist, drawing your hands to your heart center, elbows open. Twist over towards the right, taking this left elbow to the right knee, looking over towards the right. Take one more deep breath. And back up into high lunge. Exhale, open up to warrior 2. Back foot 90-degree angle to the back of the mat. Look straight ahead beyond your right fingertips. Inhale, lean forward and reverse that warrior, taking this right arm up and over your ear. Exhale, straighten this front leg. We're going to send our toes so that both feet are facing forwards, coming in for a wide-legged forward fold. Interlace your hands behind your back and start to bend forward from the hips. Allowing these arms to fall up and over your head. You can bend your knees as much as needed. Just give into gravity, allow your neck to hang heavy. The closer the palms of the hands are, the harder the stretch is going to be. So find something that works for your body. If you want to go even deeper, you can flip the palms so they're facing away from you, facing to the opposite side of the room. Wherever you are, enjoy a couple of deep breaths. Release the interlace of the fingers. Take your hands to your hips and inhale, halfway lift. Look directly down to the ground and then use the power of your legs, come all the way to standing. From here we're going to send it into a side lunge, so very slowly come on down to the left side, rotating these right toes up towards the sky. Now this is where you can stay, you can even prop your hips up onto a block if you just don't have the flexibility. This is one of my favorite shoulder openers and one of my favorite hip openers, all in one. So to take it further and to get deep into behind the shoulder blades, we're going to take a bind. So we're going to take this left hand behind this left leg, wrapping it behind you. Right arm's going up to the sky, look up towards the right, twisting ever so slightly. Then the right hand comes behind you and you try to find those left fingertips. Maybe you can take a lovely grip behind. If you can, stay strong in the legs. And breathe into the spine. Try to keep your spine nice and long. Stretching behind this left shoulder. Take a couple more deep breaths wherever you are. And release the bind. Open the arms up, bring them back into prayer. Start to twist that right foot, and with the power of the legs we're going to come up into standing and send it all over to the other side. So take any variation which works for you. Very slowly coming down into our side lunge. Let's see if you can get the bind on this side. So we're going to wrap this right arm behind the right leg. We're going to send the left arm up to the sky, look behind you. And see if you can interlace the fingers or find a bind of some sort behind this right leg. The toes of the left foot are facing up towards the sky. Lift up through the kneecap. And enjoy this beautiful stretch at the back of the right arm if you've managed to take a bind. Take a couple more deep breaths here. And release your bind. Open your arms out wide. Come back to the heart center with the palms. Now using the power of the legs, we're going to plant this left foot down on the ground. We're going to push the hips up, back into standing. Open up into warrior two. Look beyond these right fingertips. Take one more deep inhale. Now take this right arm to the right leg and inhale the left arm up and over the ear. Look up to the sky, stretching through the side body. Release back into warrior two. Now inhale, rotate and meet me in high lunge. Hands up to the sky, look up. And exhale, frame the front foot. We're going to step back into plank. Drop the knees for an easy plank if you would like. Otherwise, hold plank nice and strong. Take the vinyasa of your choice all the way to the belly baby cobra or chaturanga up dog to down dog. Whichever you choose, I'm going to meet you in downward facing dog. Take your time getting to down dog. If you need to take a child's pose, and feel free to do so. But if you can find some comfort in your down dog, we're going to enjoy 3 deep breaths. If you're in child's pose, meet us in down dog. We're going to take another slow walk to the front of the mat. Keep your feet hip distance apart. You can bend the knees as much as needed. We're going to bend the right knee and find a bind behind the right leg. So we're going to take this right arm underneath the right thigh. Rotate the arm and then take this left hand and grip onto the right hand, taking a bind. Now try to straighten the right leg. It's not going to actually straighten, but by doing that you're pulling on the shoulder, on the elbow, giving it a lovely pull and a stretch at the back of the shoulder. So just enjoy this for a couple of deep breaths. And then very gently release that arm, hang heavy, grip onto each arm just for a moment, and then we're going to take it to the other side. Breathe here in ragdoll, hanging really heavy. Bending the left leg. Taking this left arm underneath between the thighs, rotating the hand. Now take this right arm up into the air and see if you can get a little grip of this left hand. Start to straighten the left leg, or just at least put some pressure onto the arm. Not too much, it shouldn't feel painful, it should just feel like a lovely stretch at the back of the shoulder. Let your head hang heavy, looking over towards the right. Take a couple of deep breaths here. And release your bind, hang heavy and ragdoll once again. Can find a bit of movement, swaying from side to side. And then become still, inhaling halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, using the power of the legs to standing, hands above the head, look up. Exhale the hands to the sides of the body. Let's give the neck a little release before we continue. So just roll your neck from side to side, nice and gently. Take one more little roll. And then back to center. Let's inhale this right leg up towards the chest. Hold it for a moment, suck in the belly. And we're going to meet in high lunge. Take a nice big step behind you. Take your time. And step, inhaling the hands above the head, look up. Now draw your hands into your heart center. Let's take a twist. Pushing the elbows apart, we're going to rotate towards the left, taking this right elbow to the left knee, looking up towards the sky. Take a couple of deep breaths here. And release. Come back into high lunge, inhaling the hands up. Exhale, open into warrior two, back foot 90-degree angle. Sink low into the front foot, look beyond these left fingertips. Inhale, lean forward. Exhale, reverse the warrior, bringing this left arm up and over your ear. Exhale, straighten the front leg. Turn the toes to face forwards. So both feet are facing forwards. Sorry, I'm going to have my back to you now. Interlace your hands behind your spine, your non-habitual way. Start to fold forward in your wide-legged forward fold. Folding from the hips, allowing your arms to fall up and over your head. Take 3 deep breaths in your forward fold. Release the grip of the hands. Take your hands to your hips and inhale, halfway lift. Hold it just for a second. And in the power of the legs, bring yourself back up to standing. We're going to come back into our side lunges. Let's send it over towards the left to start with. So start to dip low into the left leg. Rotating the right foot up towards the sky. You can just stay here enjoying the stretch in the legs. Or take your bind, taking this left hand behind the left leg, right arm up to the sky, look up. And then maybe finding a grip of these left fingers. Let's hold whatever we're doing for 3 deep breaths. Keep the spine nice and long. And release your bind. Using the power of the legs, push yourself up into standing. And let's send it down nice and slowly over towards the right side. Taking the toes of the left leg up towards the sky. And see if we can take that bind. Taking this right arm behind the right leg. Inhaling the left arm to the sky, look behind you, look up at the fingertips. See if you can take your bind. And enjoy 3 deep breaths. Once again, spine long. Toes of the left foot up towards the sky. Take 1 more deep breath. And release that bind. With the power of the legs, let's push ourselves up. Wonderful. From here, open out to Warrior 2 here on the left side. Bending into the left leg, looking beyond the left fingers. Taking this left hand to the left knee and inhaling the right arm up and over your ear, stretching through the side body. Inhale it back to Warrior 2, look straight ahead. Find your way into high lunge, inhaling the hands up to the sky, look up. Exhale, fold forward, framing the front foot. Plant your hands. We're going to step back into plank. Take an easy variation of plank by bringing your knees to the ground if you like. Just 1 more breath in plank. Exhale it all the way to the belly. Inhale, baby cobra or full cobra. Exhale, down. I'm going to show you one of my favorite, all-time favorite shoulder stretches. It may be new to you, it may be a bit weird, it may even be inaccessible, so just do your best. We're going to take our left hand underneath the right arm, having the palm facing down towards the ground. Then this right arm is coming on top of the left. So we're basically doing a crisscross with the arms here. Extend the arms as long as you can. You can always place your forehead onto a block from here, but you want to give into gravity, so you're pulling these shoulder blades apart. If you want to go further, you can bring just your forehead to the floor, or you can take the side of the face down to the ground. So the side of your face is going to face towards these right fingertips, looking towards the left. Totally give into gravity, and let's take 3 deep breaths. You know what, it's feeling too good. Should we do 2 more deep breaths? Lift your head up if you have it down. To come out of this, you're going to lift a little bit with the chest and roll slightly towards the left shoulder, releasing that right arm, coming back onto your chest. Lift yourself up onto your elbows. Let's do the same thing on the other side. So we're going to take our right arm and take it underneath the left. The palm is facing towards the ground. From here, we're going to take our left hand on top of the right. Try to extend these arms as far away from each other as possible. So that, imagine someone's playing tug of war with your hands. From here, rest your head onto a block or forehead to the ground. Or, to go further, you're going to take your cheek to the ground, looking over towards the right side, so towards these left fingertips. Just find as much comfort in the pose as you can. If you need to wiggle around a bit, feel free to do that. Then we're going to take 3 deep breaths. Note, make that 5. We did 5 on the other side, so make it nice. 5 deep breaths. Inhale, lift your head up off the ground. Start to use your spine to lift your body slightly, and then we're going to roll towards the right shoulder, releasing this left arm. And place your arms down onto the ground. We're going to come in for Sphinx Pose. So elbows are underneath the shoulders. Draw your shoulder blades back and down the spine. Press your pubic bone, your thighs and the base of your feet into the ground. Be nice and tall through the spine and the neck, and let's take 3 deep breaths here. Push your bum back towards your heels, and let's enjoy a wide-legged child's pose. So take your knees as wide as your mat or even wider. Toes together, heels apart. Extend your arms out long, forehead down to the ground. If your bum is very raised and nowhere near your heels, you can always pop a cushion underneath the bum, between the bum and the heels. That might just make it a little more relaxing and comfortable for you. From here, enjoy some lovely deep breaths. On every exhale, you want to draw up through that pelvic bowl, sucking the belly towards the spine. Let's walk our hands over towards the left side of the mat. You can always use this left hand to draw the right arm a little further across. Bring your forehead down to the ground and enjoy a lovely side stretch. And release back to center, walk them over towards the right side, taking this right hand, pulling the left a little further across, resting your forehead down, getting deep into the left side body. And release, push yourself back up to the center. Draw your knees together. We're going to extend our legs out long. We're going to come in for bridge pose. So keep your heels hip distance apart, knees raised towards the sky, and come down to your spine. From here, you want to be able to just about touch your heels with your fingertips. That means they're in the right place. Keep your knees and your feet in line with the hips at all times. And on an inhale, we're going to lift the hips up towards the sky. Tuck your shoulder blades underneath the body, interlacing the hands behind the spine. Take a couple of deep breaths here. On your next exhale, release the bind and very slowly, vertebrae by vertebrae, roll your spine all the way down to the ground. Once you get there, draw your knees up towards the armpits and use your hands to pull them a little further down. You can stay here or do a happy baby. Hands on the insides of the legs, grabbing the outside edges of the feet, pulling those knees down towards the ground. You can stay still, or you can find a little bit of movement, rocking gently from side to side. Try to keep your spine nice and flat against the ground, and your tailbone down towards the ground. Wherever you are, take one more deep breath. And release your legs very slowly, bringing them down to the floor. We're going to come in for our final resting pose, Shavasana. So extend your legs wider than hip distance apart. Allow your feet to flop open, and then take your hands a couple of inches away from the body. Tuck your shoulder blades underneath you, and try not to skip this part of the practice. It's just 1 minute of complete silence, mindfulness, allowing thoughts to pass and allowing everything you've just done to sink into the body. So take this moment with me. Your moment of silence begins now. I'll wake you up in 1 minute. Just become conscious of the body, relaxing every muscle, giving in to gravity, allowing thoughts to pass. For those of you that want to stay in Shavasana, feel free to stay as long as you like. But if you want to end your practice with me, then listen to my words. Gently wiggle the fingertips and the toes, keeping your eyes closed, just feeling those sensations, the tingling, the aliveness, returning back into the body. And then let's rotate the wrists and the ankles in one direction. And then in the other. With your eyes closed, take a big stretch as if you're just waking up first thing in the morning, raising your hands above your head. And then very gently, let's roll onto one side of the body, eyes still closed. Take a moment here, just take 2 deep breaths. And then gently, with the eyes closed, push yourself up into a comfortable seat of your choice. Sit up nice and tall through the spine. Exhale out the mouth. With the eyes closed, inhale the hands above the head, touch the palms, and allow the face to face up towards them. Exhale your hands to your heart center in prayer, bow your head. Return back to the intention you set at the beginning of the practice, if you set one. Take that with you throughout the day or throughout the evening. You can open your eyes, everybody. Namaste. I truly hope you've enjoyed today's class, and I really hope there's something new that you've learnt today. I hope your shoulders are feeling a little looser and a little better. Let me know how you got on in the comments. Feel free to share this with your loved ones or with anybody at all. And guys, if you want to catch me on social media or any other platform, then all my links are below in the description. Until next time, thank you for joining me on the mat. Namaste.